Welcome back from the rest, and we are going now to continue to talk about the roots. We have talked about the structure of the plant, we have talked about the functions of the root, we have talked about the development of the root, we have talked about the special types of roots. Now we want to start by looking at the regions of the root apex. We have said that when the root is developing, at the tip of the developing root, there is what we call a root cap, which protects that region, the developing region or the growing region, against any damage. Now, when you move away from the tip where we have the root cap, that region where there is a root cap and above it, it is a region which is called the region of cell division. And if you continue above the region of cell division, you go to the region of cell elongation. And beyond the region of cell elongation, we have the region of modulation. And the region of modulation, that's where we start having the root hair. Now the root cap, the major importance of a root cap is to cover the root top, to prevent and to protect it from damage. And it also aids the root in penetrating into the soil because it produces a liquid that dissolves the soil and then allows the root to go through the soil without any damage. Now the region of cell division is also called the meristematic region, and it is the region where the growth of the root system takes place. It continuously divides, the cells in that area continuously divide by mitosis, giving us new cells, which cells are transferred to the region of cell elongation. Now the region of cell elongation, this is a region where there is absorption of water and the development of the virtue. When there is absorption of water and development of the virtue, this one results in the rapid elongation and enlargement of that region. So that is the region of cell elongation. There is elongation and enlargement due to the absorption of water and development of the virtue. Now when we go up where we have the region of modulation, sometimes we call it the region of differentiation. This is the region of absorption where there is development of the root hair and there is absorption of the nutrient. So we are talking about the regions of the root apex. We have said that there are three regions of the root apex. We have the region of cell division, where cells divide and where there is growth of the root, continuous dividing by mitosis. We have looked at the region of cell elongation, where we have said that there is absorption of water and then also development of the virtue, which leads to the rapid enlargement and the elongation of the cells. Now we are looking at the region of modulation, which we also call the region of differentiation. This region, we have absorption of water and nutrients, and there is also the development of the root hair in this region, which are responsible for the absorption of water and nutrients. Now we want to look at also the root system of the cotyledonous plant and compare it with also that one of monocotyledonous plant. When you look at these two systems, you will find that they are quite different. They may be having similar components like the xylem, they have the phloem, they have the pith, they have the epidermis, they have the cortex, but the arrangement is very different. If you look at the dicotyledonous plant, the xylem is arranged in the middle of the root, and the phloem are at the peripheral. They are outside of the xylem. Then it is they are encircled or enclosed in the endoplasm, and then the cortex, and then outside we have the peripheral layer. But when you look at the monocotyledonous root, you'll find that in the middle we have the pith, and then when you look at the sides, there are small phloem, and then there is protrusion inside the pith. We have the xylem. Then they are covered, or they are enclosed in the pericycle, and then outside we have the cortex, and outside we have the epidermis. Now we have the different layers that we want to look at. We have the peripherous layer. The peripherous layer is the one which surrounds the outside, okay? It is the outermost layer of the root hair, and it has no cuticle, and it is responsible for the absorption of water and salts. That is the peripherous layer. This is the outermost layer of the root hair, and it has no cuticle, and it is the one that enables the root hairs to absorb water and salts. Then we have the cortex inside. When you enter inside, we have the cortex. This one is made up of parenchyma cells, and it provides support and storage of food material. That is the major work of the cortex, to support, provide support, and to store food materials. Then we have the pericycle. The pericycle is that one which layer that surrounds the vesicular system, and this one is the outermost layer of the stele, and it gives rise to the lateral roots. Those lateral roots come from this region of the pericycle, which is the outermost layer of the stele. Then we have the vesicular system, the vesicular tissues which are in the middle. The vesicular tissues, we have the xylem, which conducts water from the soil to the upper part of the plant. Then we also have the phloem that conducts manufactured food from the leaves into the root for storage. There is also a cambium that forms between the xylem and the phloem. The xylem is inside and the phloem is outside, and the cambium continuously divide to form the xylem inside and then the phloem outside. And then in the center of the root, we have what we call the pith, which is the innermost part of the root, and it is made up of parenchyma cells. Its work is for food and water storage, and at the same time it supports the stem, and also it keeps on extending, pushing the vesicular system far away or far apart. So we have seen that the dicotyledonous plants and the monocotyledonous plants, they have all these structures, but the arrangement is quite different. We have seen that in the dicotyledonous plant, the xylem has a structure of a star, and it is in the center, whereas the phloem are at the sides of the xylem. Whereas if you look at the monocotyledonous root, there is a protrusion whereby the phloem is just at the edge, and the xylem are protruding into the pith, and they are surrounded by the pericycle. And then outside we have the epidermis. We have looked at the peripherous layers, which is the outermost layer of the root hair. They have no cuticle, and they absorb water and salts. And we have talked about the cortex, which cortex we have said that it is made up of parenchyma cells, and it provides support and storage of food material. Then we looked at the pericycle, which we say that it is the outermost layer of stele, and it gives rise to the lateral root system. If you see a lateral root system, that one is coming from the layer of the stem. We have looked at the vesicular system, and we have said that the vesicular system is made up of the xylem and the phloem, which are separated by the cambium that continuously divides to form the xylem inside and the phloem outside. Then lastly, we talked about the pith, which is the innermost part of the root, and it's made up of parenchyma cells, and it is responsible for the storage of food and water, and also to provide support to the plant. Please, thank you for being with us when we are talking about the root. That's all we can talk about the root.